Hello everyone, T-Man978 here. Right now I'm reviewing Transformers Classics Megatron. Transformers Classics. That doesn't even sound right to say anymore. But anyway, if you're not in the know, back in 2006, Hasbro had a TV show out ending Transformers Cybertron, and they were waiting for the first live-action movie to come out. So they had a big gap, so they needed to scramble to put something out. So they decided to give us old Transformers with updated alt modes. So like old Transformers and what they would look like if they came out now instead of 1984. And right here, they decided to make Megatron into a Nerf gun, which is cool. I could be remembering things, but I remember these caps being a little bit more orange. I guess time has faded that, so they're more yellow. Here's a Decepticon symbol and a scope on both sides. Here's the handle. It just looks like a basic everyday Nerf gun, or maybe a Super Soaker. The scope, you can actually look in there. If anybody, from this angle, it's actually better. If you actually put it up to your eyes and try to look through there, you cannot see what's on the other end. You have to guess, because everything's just green and blurry. But that actually came out good on camera, which is amazing to me. But this trigger, it's really made for like kids' hands. Even though they're going after adult collectors with this, because of course the old one was a gun. But this trigger actually clicks, which is something I love. I'll just walk around the house with this thing, clicking it. In fact, maybe the rest of this review should just be me clicking this. But that would be boring. Okay. Let me stand him back up with these toes right here. And bring in his arch nemesis so you can see how they scale together. Yeah. This is Classics Optimus, but this is the Evolution 2-pack, Toys R Us Evolution 2-pack version of Optimus that just came out last summer, I believe. And as you can see, they scale very good together. That's how big a gun should be beside a semi-truck, which is awesome. But anywho, let's get to transformation. No, I'll save that. First, you want to unpin these sides. Megatron is what's known in the business as a shell former, because basically he cheats. I mean, he does transform. All of this is his body all folded up some kind of way, but without these shells, he wouldn't be a gun. He would just be a bunch of shit folded up pieces right there. Next, you want to move this out like that. Move this up and snap it. Lift this part up, rotate it around, clamp it in there. You can rotate this now. Lift this up, snap it into there. Rotate it. Grab this panel. Pull out his hand right there. Collapse the scope. Close this panel. Rotate that down. Open this panel. Get his hand out of there. Close the panel. Move the legs out the way. So you can grab this and bring it up. You want to rotate it so that this notch can go into that hole in his back. Clamp that together. Leave these back there. Bring the legs down. Shift these shin guards up. Now pull the toes out. The toe and the heel spur. You can bring these out to the side like wings. And bring up the head. And now you have Megatron, who, besides their choice in coloring, I love. This thing hasn't been not in display for 9 years. Here's a close-up on his face, which is good and evil. Let's see how his light piping works. Yes, it's green. If I could change anything, I don't know why they went with this light green color. They should have went with red, because then his eyes would have been able to be red too. Then his forearms, I know they want to do like the reverse primary colors with him, but I just think his forearms should have been white too. This panel should have been white, and they should have, all this little paint area should have been red. This should have been white with red down there instead of gold. Like all these gold areas should have just been red to me. But they had a Japanese version that was more accurate. It was actually silver. But I guess they couldn't do that here in America. Those colors I mentioned, I don't see why they couldn't do, but who knows. I believe his hands can hold modern characters' guns. I'll try that out. But this hand is fully sculpted. He has like all the fingers and the thumb. But this hand, he has all the fingers, but it's like weird because it's cut off down the bottom because of that scope gun. But let's see. His head is ball jointed in the neck socket. His shoulders rotate 360, go out to the side. His elbows bend more than 90 degrees, and he has bicep swivel, nothing at the wrist. Arm same over there. Legs go out that much. Nice ratchets, can kick forward and bend, 90 degrees. And he has swivel at the top of the knees. And the toes, of course, can pivot down. So he has awesome articulation for a toy that came out almost 10 years ago. Now let's get some comparisons out here. In fact, I think, let me bring this up, because you're going to be my thumbnail. Click. Okay, now let's get the comparisons. Here's Classics Optimus Prime in robot mode, and he's a little bit taller than him when you stand him straight up. And mentioning standing straight up, he's a little bit back heavy. Like, if you have his legs normal, he wants to waddle back on his heel spur, so you gotta like push his knees all the way back and then push the waist back to get him to be able to stand straight with his legs right beside each other. And this stupid panel is loose. But anywho, let's get somebody else out here. Here he is next to Fall of Cybertron Soundwave and Transformers Prime Voyager Class Shockwave. And they are roughly all the same height. I think Megs is a little bit taller than Soundwave. It doesn't look like it on camera. Let me stoop down and look. No, they're all about the same height. Here's Combiner Wars Optimus, who is a little bit taller and a ton more bulkier. He is way wider than this Megatron. And here's Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron, which makes him look like a little bit of a joke. As far as being an updated version. You're supposed to be me. How pathetic. And since Megs has a couple of guns, or one big gun, Combiner Wars Megs, let's see if he can actually hold this. Yep, he can hold regular 5mm handguns, and which of course he doesn't need since he has a massive cannon which is as big as his body. Unfortunately, one thing about this cannon is it can only be held underslung on his hand right there. If you want it this way, you have to turn his forearm upside down and not pay attention to his hand. Or you could tuck away the hand altogether. Well, not all the way. It won't shut. That panel won't shut completely. But anywho, there's that option. But regardless of his superior update now, with all that silver paint and whatnot, and the better G1 likeness, this toy was very fun, and I still enjoy it now. I still from time to time turn him into a gun and click that trigger, because he's still cool. You can also look for the Takara Tomy version, the Japanese version, online, which has a better color scheme if you want that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you enjoyed it, click the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.